Namaste, beloveds. This is the third video, okay? And like I said, I don't know what's going on. It's the storage in this computer, storage in my phone. It's just, it is what it is, I guess. I'm going to have to really look into these little electronic devices that are not able to contain what I needed to contain and continue to operate and function in the way that I needed to. So, beloveds, um, let's get back to where we were. And that was with the understanding of the number, the year, first of all, being 2018, which is an 11 year, which is 11 is a master number, but I also want to focus on the aspect of the number 2 of it, with 1 and 1 being 2. And this being the year, as I'm told, the year of, in the Chinese year of the dog. And in understanding that concept, understanding what the energy, the spirit of this year is about. This year will be about loyalty. It will be about companionship. It will be about devotion. It will be about an understanding of family. Because when you understand what a dog is part of a family. A dog comes in a litter. A dog, you really need to understand everything. And I invite you to look at the dog as a totem animal, as a spirit animal, as a medicine animal, from a metaphysical point of view, from a spiritual point of view, as well as from a physical and psychological point of view. And I want you to understand the cycle and the season that you are entering into, and what it holds for you in this year, and what tools you can use to bring about your greatest vibration, your highest evolution in yourself. Um, and beloveds, it all starts with self-introspection. You cannot heal someone else. You have to heal yourself. And in order to heal yourself, you have to be aware of the aspects of you that need healing, no matter how dark or how light. And beloveds, no matter how much of a light worker you think yourself to be, no matter how much of a good person you see yourself as being, no matter how much and how much discipline you have in showing and proving yourself to be the quote unquote right kind of person, there's a shadow part to you that reflects and is magnified, just that other aspect of you as what you portray and what you know yourself to be. And in your totality, in the number 2, you have to accept both of those points of being, both of those points of expression, both points of those references in order to understand yourself. Perfection is not about accepting one and letting go of the other one. That does not make you perfect. Denying a part of yourself does not make you whole. It does not make you rich. It makes you very one-sided. It makes you limited in your options. It makes you limited in your wisdom. It makes you limited in your views. It makes you limited in your ability to survive. If you think the only way you can project and manifest is from the light kumbaya, unconditional love side, and you don't see the unconditional love and death and rebirth, then you're truly lost and you're totally missing the whole picture of what you're here to get. And I know that there are a lot of religious organizations that want to point you and say you have to be this And to do this is to sin and to be less than and to miss the mark and to blah, 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 blah. You are here to evolve. You are here to ascend. You are here to expand. How can you not? How can you miss the mark? How can you miss the mark? What is the mark? If expansion is the mark and there is no limitations placed upon you other than what you place upon yourself, then where is the mark, beloveds? What are you missing? Who is judging you based upon what? Because that's not coming from the universe. The universe is unlimited in its perception and perspectives and in its frequencies and in its expansion. You are part of that expansion. You are not missing the mark. You are learning yourself. You are developing yourself. You are developing discernment. You are gaining wisdom with each lesson that you go through. And you can judge yourself and you can beat yourself up by the way you responded to that lesson or by the way somebody in your mind did you or you did them. But beloveds, it's a lesson. It's your lesson. It's about your ascension. It's about your development. It's about your expansion. It's about your understanding of yourself. It's about you being able to go from caterpillar form into butterfly form. It's about you being that snake that's able to shed its skin. And if a snake doesn't shed its skin, it dies. Change is constant. Change is a must. Change is necessary. And anytime you get to the point where you think that you can't change or you don't need to change, or that's judgment. You're judging yourself. You're limiting yourself. You're saying, I know more than the Creator knows. And I'm just going to stay right here because this is good. This is my comfort zone and I don't have to go nowhere else. And guess what? You don't. You know why? Because the Creator, with unconditional love, gave you free will. And you have the ability to stay in that as long as you wish and as long as you want. And just keep recycling it and recycling it and recycling it and returning to it. That's your lesson to learn. And if that's where you're comfortable at, in that rotation, in that cycle, then baby, that's you. And I can't pull you out of it. I can't use my will to say you need to let that go. Because out of unconditional love and free will, you have the right to choose to stay in your comfort zone. Whether I look at it and say it's based upon fear, or I look at it and say it's based upon wisdom, it's yours. And you have the right to choose. Just as I have the right to choose to say that's not for me, and to let go and walk away without judgment, without it affecting the way I feel about you. Because I understand that you are an aspect of me, and that aspect of me is not ready for change yet. And something has to happen within it in order to have that catalyst, in order for it to feel that spark. That seed has to ignite for it to let go, for it to germinate, for it to go to its next stage. And this is where I am. And my recent trip to California, baby, I keep saying my family is my greatest teachers, and they are. They are. And I bless them I bless them for the lessons that they bring me because these are tough lessons. These are not easy lessons, but these are lessons that we agreed to a long, long, long time ago. And I have to show love, and I have to show patience, and I have to show discernment and not judgment. See, it's so easy to want to judge because you feel judged. It's so easy to want to judge another because we have been taught to judge. We have been taught to judge each other by the way we look, by the way we sound, by how much stuff we have, by how many people like us or follow us or whatever. These are what we base our judgments and our values upon instead of discernment, instead of looking at the universal principles and understanding and recognizing the truth of things, the spirit essence of things, the unlimited and the unconditional love of things. I hear people using that word like it's sugar and salt and pepper that they're sprinkling on their foods. It's seasoning to them. That word, unconditional love, is seasoning. It's the new trend. It's the new flavor to sprinkle on your stuff and give it an extra flavor. Baby, baby, baby. Mm. If you only knew, if you only knew, if you only could discern what unconditional love is all about, you wouldn't question it. You would allow. There would be nothing to fear. I'm starting to figure that out. That's why I can sit here with this on my head. That's why I can sit here doing this for 3 times. Because this is for me as well as for anyone else who magnetizes it to them, whose frequency is calling out for it, who has asked for discernment, who wants to know the difference between discernment and judgment, who really want to internalize the process of becoming wise and being able to make wise choices, wise decisions. Wisdom is based upon discernment and revelation, not judgment. Judgment comes from a place in the ego that has to separate, measure, divide, place one above the other. There's an ancient story that the Cherokees teach, the story of the 2 wolves inside. And we've always been told that there were 2 wolves inside. And I've been understanding and understanding lately that there's only one. One wolf with 2 natures. One wolf with 2 natures. Both with the will to unexpress itself unconditionally, universally in alignment with itself, be it for a destructive reason or a creative reason or a ground zero balance reason. We have to get to a place where we are comfortable within ourselves, really comfortable within ourselves, with knowing ourselves, with knowing what we can manifest, with knowing what we can create, with knowing what we can magnetize to us. We really have to work on our worth, understanding our worth, and not letting others judge us and tell us who we are not. Because they will tell you, Valerie, you are not a goddess. Valerie, you are not wise. Valerie, you are not beautiful. Valerie, you are not strong. Valerie, you are not articulate. Valerie, you you are this and you are that, and Valerie, and Valerie, and Valerie. But I'm here to tell you, Valerie is all that is, and she understands that. And as each day is going forth, she is understanding it more and more and more. And with that understanding, I'm not keeping it to myself. Valerie is a Jaguar woman, okay? Valerie, Valerie Ames, is a goddess. Valerie is mother with wisdom. Valerie is the blue lady. Valerie is the red heifer. Valerie has so many aspects that she is legion. Valerie is so powerful that she can sit and put this little hat that's been made for children upon her head and draw upon the most ancient of wisdom from her ancestors. That is who Valerie is. Okay? I don't need to brag or boast, beloveds, because I want you to know this is my way. What is yours? I defined this. No one told me, Valerie, sit here and put this hat on your head and tap into the energy of what a jaguar is, the spirit of the panthera, the understanding of the jaguar gods, the understanding of the Incas, the Mayans, and the long Africans, and what the leopards and the cat people bring, and Sekhmet, and all of this vast energy and all of this mothering in. No one genetic. I don't deny what I hear. I don't judge what I hear. I don't fear what I'm shown. I don't fear change. I don't fear expansion. I don't fear expression. There are no limits. I accept none. And if you do, move out my way. Please. Please. There's a lot of change that's getting ready to come on this planet. It is the cycle and it is the season for it. Your discernment of the events is needed and necessary without judgment, but with full participation with full awareness of your part in it, with full awareness of your will in it, for it to continue the way it is, or for it not to continue the way it is. For your will to receive what the universe is gifting us with through the rays that are coming through the frequencies, through the light frequencies, through the dark frequencies, through the oceans, through the land, from the air, from the elementals. It is up to you, beloveds. It is up to you to be wise, to be the wise ones, to allow the wisdom to be within you, to come without you, to speak to you. If you really look in your Bible and you know your Bible, there is in Psalms that even God takes wisdom's counsel, okay? Even God takes wisdom's counsel. Psalms and Proverbs, beloveds. Understand and know wisdom is feminine. It is instinctual, it is intuitive, it is all-knowing, all-loving, all-giving, and unconditional. And for most, that is a mystery. But for most others, like myself, it is the seat on which I was born to sit. I was created to sit. I was designed to sit. And I know myself. And to that self I am being true. And I don't care where you are in your need to judge me. That's your business. It's not mine. It doesn't affect me. It's like water off of a duck. It's raining, okay. I live in the water. I like the water. I swim in the water, blah, blah. That's what others' judgment should be to you. The only way it bothers you is if it resonates with you, is if you believe something of it, is if you allow it, is if you are that dragon and you have a chink in your armor, and their judgment is what pierces you and can kill you and can hurt you and can cause all kind of dis-ease in you and all kind of suffering, and you allow, because you allow the judgment. You don't use your discernment to know who you are. You don't use your discernment to say, I am all that I am. And what you're trying to give me, what you're trying to put on me, what you're trying to project on me, that's you. And you need to go look in the mirror. And you need to go adjust that. Because you're trying to give it to me, and I don't want it. I have no need for it. I've already learned from that lesson. And I wish you well. But that's not mine to carry. And I really, really resent your need to try to put it upon me, to force it upon me, because that's your will, that's your judgment, that's your pronouncement, that's your decree. And if I did so, that would make me less than who I am. If I did so, that would make me less than a goddess. That would make me less than investing in myself. That would make me less knowing myself. I would be lying to myself. I would be teaching myself to low grade myself. I would be teaching myself to make myself smaller and more insignificant. I would be teaching myself to behold myself in your image, not my own, not my creator's, but yours. Who the fuck are you? Know yourself. Know yourself and know and be able to identify those trickster parts of yourself that come at you with different faces, but with your fears and your thoughts and your hidden, unconscious, subconscious little zings. Stay grounded. Stay aware. Stay in your spiritual knowledge of yourself. Learn to use your third eye more than you use your human eyesight, because your human eyesight will judge left or right, good or bad. Your third eye sees only spirit, sees only vibrations and frequencies, sees only the colors of the auras, sees only love, unconditional love, recognizes itself in all things, has no need to be separate or to divide into the right or the left, the good or the bad, the male or the female. One. One, my beloveds. Okay. This has been 3 videos, so this is enough. I am going to, I'm feeling the need. One card, getting into the vortex, getting into the vortex, getting into the vortex, getting into the vortex. Okay, and I want to pull Isis. I do. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Wow. All of these are like me. No, one. Okay, beloveds, hold on. Cámate. Okay, these poured out. I have complete control over my own thoughts. Card number 15, which is a 6. You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain that you feel negative because of the negative behavior of someone else. But if instead you take control of your own emotions and you think an improved thought because it feels better to do so, you can turn it around. You have no real control of what anyone else is doing with their vibration or with their actions for that matter. But you have complete control over your own thoughts, vibrations, emotions, and point of attraction. Second card, our diversity supports our individual freedoms. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay? And that is card number 29, which, beloveds, is what number? 11. 11. I love it. See, mm, uh, you know, it don't get no better than spirit. I'm sorry. It just don't. Bliss is spiritual alignment, okay? It just don't get no better than that. Okay. While your societies continue to try to dictate and enforce human behavior to please the majority because of your diversity, it continues to be an unforgettable struggle that again and again falls of its economic weight. Ashe, mama. Aho. Aho, aho, aho. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Amen. While your societies continue to try to dictate and enforce human behavior to please the majority, that's judgment. Because of your diversity, it continues to be an uncomfortable struggle. That's the discernment. Why? Again and again, it falls of its economic weight. Its economic weight. Where are you placing value? What are you giving economic weight to? Is it material things? Is it people? Is it places? Or is it your real, true inheritance? Your spiritual, divine, unlimited nature that you don't even have a clue as to how much you are worth. You don't have a clue because you think your children are slaves, or you think your skin is this color, or your hair looks like that, or your eyes looks like this, or because of someone else's judgment. Discernment. Ask why they need to judge you. Ask why you need to devalue yourself. There simply is not enough money in the world to buck the natural currents of individual freedom and independence of thought. Get it, mama. Get it. 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 I, like I said, I love this. And I want you to really look at this card. I want you to really look at it as good as you can. I look at the eyes of it. I look at the throat. I look at, whew, this is know yourself. Inside yourself. Understand all that is you. Understand all that is connected. All that you can draw from. And beloveds, okay, that was that card, and you know me, I've got to go to my, I've got to see what Isis has got to say. I just got to. I got to. Sorry, I'm so excited. Discernment, Mama. Discernment. What you want your beloveds to know. What you want us to know. What you need us to know. What love, unconditional love, needs us to know. In this present moment, Mama. Mm. Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. I am grounding myself because it is what it is, beloveds. And 106, which is a 7. Here we go. Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Isis was known as a talented practitioner of the healing arts and was capable of miraculous healings. For you, beloved, she offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing, to let go and let the goddess be. The Lady Isis wishes to lift a load that has become too heavy for you to heal on your own, beloved. She cannot take something away from you if you are not willing to release it to her, however. Release for healing means trust, letting go of attachment to outcome and how that outcome might be achieved, and opening to the divine genius of healing that seeks to express the perfection, the perfection, one more time, the perfection of divine love through you now. To hand something over for healing, especially when it has been a long term or persistent difficulty, or simply seems to be too great or overwhelming to be healed, takes a radical change of mind and heart. To dare to hope without becoming attached to how or when something can happen. Judgment and discernment, baby, all day long in your face. To dare, to dare to hope without becoming attached to how or when something can happen. To surrender without forgetting to follow your intuition and act accordingly. To trust even though you may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. All these things take skill, and courage. Yet, these are the requirements for us to surrender into a great healing of divine love. You ready? You got to surrender. You got to let go of all that control that you think is yours. But it's that rational mind, it's that ego mind. It belongs to the ego mind. All of that judgment belongs to the ego mind. Surrender to your spiritual self, to your higher knowing, to that which is inside of you, and not dictates what's outside or what it looks like, but what it feels like, what you know it is, outside of reason and logic. Lady Isis speaks through this oracle and says to you that recovery from trauma and emotional healing is not only possible, but if you are willing, it can happen for you now, no matter the depth of grief, loss, despair, fear, or anger. Love can and will absorb it all. Get it, mama. That's power, baby. That's power. That's power. You can't sit on that throne without that. So don't call yourself no goddess. Don't call yourself evolving. Don't call yourself awakening until you start getting these kind of revelations, until you have this kind of discernment into your true nature, your true stature, your true being, your true I amness. Okay? Otherwise, it's just false. And it's just judgment. What are you basing it on? No matter the depth of grief, loss, despair, fear, or anger, love can and will absorb it all. Allow yourself to love. Don't be afraid of love. So many people are afraid of love. They're afraid to love themselves. I know. I was one of them. I feared loving myself. I feared my own love. I feared how deep it was. I feared how awesome it was. I feared that nobody else could really understand it or understand it or contain it. And I was failing myself because I was trying to make somebody else responsible for it when it's my responsibility to love myself. It's my responsibility to contain it. It's my responsibility to express it. It's my responsibility to know it intimately, inside and out. Because only then can I really share it. Nobody will bring it out of me. It's there. I have to give it. I have to want to give it. Simple as that. This oracle is also an indication that a spiritual gift or awakening of deep healing ability at a new level are coming your way. Keep your eyes and heart open and let go of doubt or fear without opening up to a new level of about. Let me get that right. Keep your eyes and heart open and let go of doubt or fear about opening up to a new level of proficiency. Dedicate your work to divine love and trust that it will flow through you stronger now. You are capable of great work when you trust in your own heart and the love of the divine flowing through you with total surrender. And this is the ritual. I'm going to read it. Ritual healing for the miracle of Isis. Ideally, you use a flower for this exercise, but you can also use a small crystal or sacred object in its place, such as a stone, small dish of sand, or anything that you are willing to release completely after the ritual is completed. Sit quietly and gaze at your object of choice. Observe, discern, not judge. Say, I call upon the loving miracle healing of Isis, just as this flower or other sacred object is subject to creation and destruction, life and death, so too can the pain that has plagued me finally rest in peace in the loving embrace of the goddess. Hold your left hand over your heart and your right hand over the sacred object of your choice and say, I give deep honoring and gratitude for the sacrifice of this beloved sacred flower or object. And now release the pain, the issue, any attachment to it, conscious or unconscious, into this sacred receptacle now. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, allow any pain, attachment, or suffering to flow from your heart out of your right hand and be transferred into the sacred object. Say aloud, beloved Isis, miracle healer and priestess of the healing arts, take this suffering from me now. I surrender it to you to heal. Let me find the wisdom and the peace, the resolution that is meant to come from this dark blessing. May the darkness be turned to light with karmic grace and unconditional love. So be it. Thank you for your assistance, beloved. I open to your miracle healing completely. Withdraw your hands into prayer position and gently bow before your object. Before taking it and placing it somewhere in a garden or natural setting where it will not be disturbed, it is recommended that you tuck it into the earth or place it where it is not likely to be picked up by any curious wanderers by. You can then finish your ritual with the incantation below. You can say this incantation to finish the practice above or anytime you need some miraculous energy. Love and light, peace and power, miracle healing descends this hour. The wings of Isis drenched with feeling. Nothing escapes her miracle healing. Surrender to her from my heart so true, which is now exactly what I choose to do. Gratitude to Isis for the miracle coming to me. Her love and her grace now set me free. And that is that card, beloveds. And I want you to see it. And I want it to speak to you as it speaks to me. I want you to understand the number 11. I want you to see the number 2. And I want you to see the miracle of the number 7 in it. I want you to understand the physical as well as the unseen, the seen and the unseen, what the two represent, the two dimensions they represent, the union that they represent, the knowing that they represent, the wisdom, understanding without judgment, only discernment, only asking for revelations, only surrendering to the truth without judgment, what it means for you. And beloveds, that is going to end this transmission. And again, it is what it is, beloveds. And I am so humbled. I am so, so humbled. I am so humbled. Believe me. I am so humbled right now in this moment. This has exceeded all my hopes and dreams. And I know that when I watch it, I'm going to cry. I already know it because it is causing all kind of healing, releasing to take place within me. And tears, beloved, let them flow. Let them flow. They were designed to flow outside of you. Those salty waters need to come from your eyes. You need to release them. You need to surrender them to your understanding, to your new understandings. Stop judging yourself. Start loving and accepting yourself. Start being discerning with yourself. Place boundaries that protect you from other people's judgments, from your own judgments. Lift yourself up. Raise yourself up for the healing that is yours, that you want, that you will, that you manifest, that you surrender, that you magnify to you. Know your powers. You are not some defenseless, motherless thing. The world is way older than what you can even imagine time to be. How long have you been here? What are you basing your opinions on? If it's not universal laws, then those are new concepts, not original ones. Okay, beloved, that is this video. And namaste. And I will be um I will be doing more videos, and as is my intention and it is my goal, is to bring more ways to you this year. More ways, beloveds. Some will be the right ways for you, others will not be the right way for you, but it will give you an understanding of something to build upon, to raise your vibration, to raise your level and ability to love yourself, for you to understand and know yourself, and to not lose yourself in the chaos that is outside of you. And that is what you need to really focus and know, beloveds. You are the eye of any storm. It may go on around outside of you, but at any time you can slow it down. You slow it down. You slow it down. You slow it down with your mind, with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your will, with your knowing. You tell that storm, peace, be still, and it must listen, because it cannot exist outside of your will.